A tech genius helped invent Wi-Fi, amassed a massive personal fortune, and yet died completely broke. He was the kind of guy who threw gold coins into the Pacific Ocean just for fun. Then there is Ronald Read. He spent his entire life working as a minimum wage janitor and a gas station attendant. But when he passed away, he had $8 million sitting in the bank. These two men lived in the same country. They participated in the same economy, yet they experienced completely opposite financial outcomes. If financial success is a hard science that requires a high IQ and a massive income, how does a literal genius fail while a janitor succeeds? Ronald Read didn't rely on a complex algorithm or a high-income salary. He automated his savings and spent decades ignoring the impulse to touch his portfolio. While one man was governed by his brilliance, the other was governed by his behavior. When you see a Ferrari idling at a crosswalk, your first thought is almost never about the driver. Instead, you picture yourself in the driver's seat. You project your own ego onto the vehicle, and the actual owner becomes entirely invisible. Consider a hotel guest named Roger. Every day, a valet parked his flashy Porsche, and naturally, everyone assumed Roger was rich. Then, one week, he pulled up in a beaten-up Honda. His Porsche had been repossessed. He was broke. Contrast that illusion with Ronald Read. Despite his $8 million, the millionaire janitor drove a rusty old truck and wore worn-out clothes. Fake wealth demands attention. Real wealth is often invisible. It's the cars you don't buy, the expensive dinners you decline, and the status you ignore. True wealth is the freedom and the options purchased by choosing not to spend your money. Getting money and keeping money require two different mindsets. Acquiring wealth involves optimism, hustle, and taking risks. Preserving that wealth requires fear and humility. Take trader Jesse Livermore. During the 1929 market crash, he made trades netting the modern equivalent of $3 billion in a single day. But he couldn't shift his mindset to preservation. 4 years after executing one of history's most profitable trades, Livermore lost his fortune and went broke. Then there's the uncontrollable variable of luck. Bill Gates experienced 1 in a million positive luck by attending the only high school in the world with a computer. He had a best friend with equal brilliance, but his friend experienced 1 in a million tragic bad luck, dying in a mountaineering accident before graduation. You cannot control luck. What you can control is your endurance when bad luck hits. Maintaining a dedicated emergency fund, a things happen fund, is your primary defense. It ensures you survive long enough for good luck to return. Society idolizes aggressive hustle. But over a long enough timeline, the boring, cautious act of survival is the only strategy that ensures you stay free. Survival keeps you in the game, but time dictates the scale of the win. Warren Buffett's career provides the clearest evidence of this. This chart tracks Warren Buffett's net worth over time. Of his $84 billion fortune, $81 billion was accumulated after turning 65. He stayed invested for 70 years. This is compound interest, returns earning returns. Given enough uninterrupted time, the math becomes exponential. But greed often interrupts that math. It forces people to break the cycle by taking unnecessary risks to chase excess. McKinsey CEO Rajat Gupta was worth $100 million. Yet he committed insider trading for an extra $17 million and went to prison. He risked what he needed for something he didn't. The hardest financial discipline is not generating capital. It is conquering your own greed by knowing exactly when you have enough. Compare the fleeting joy of buying a new phone with the peace of waking up on a Monday morning knowing you don't actually need your job. Buying bigger houses and nicer clothes usually creates a trap of monthly payments. The highest dividend money pays is absolute control over your own time. Strip away the theories, and personal finance reveals a simple mathematical floor. An earner making $200,000 a year is broke if they spend $210,000. Conversely, someone earning $40,000 a year builds wealth if they consistently spend only $30,000. That green margin is where freedom lives. The economy dictates your opportunities, and an employer dictates your salary, but you alone control every dollar that leaves your bank account. Real wealth is the discipline of buying options.